flow. So get ready to flow with me. This flow is going to be very strong, very fluid, and we're going to tap into that feminine, divine, tap into that one breath, one action, and we'll be tapping into those bandhas, those mula bandhas, uddiyana bandha, and our jalandhara bandha. Our pranic breath, as we tap into those bandhas, we'll be breathing in through the bandhas as it comes in through the mula, the uddiyana, and the jalandhara, all the way up. So yes. So we are going to get started on our mats in a nice, comfortable seated position. However that looks for you. And we're just going to place the hands on the knees. You can place them down or up. I don't mind, whichever you go for. And we're just going to close the eyes here, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then we're sigh it all out. Roll the shoulders back, down through the spine. Sitting up nice and tall. Bringing the body into the present moment. And now we'll begin to notice the sounds. Noticing the sounds in the room. Maybe you notice my breath. Notice me coming through the computer, speaking to you. Maybe you notice some noise coming from your house, other people around you. Maybe you begin to notice noise from outside your home, cars passing by, people walking around. And then we begin to notice the skin on our bodies. The way that the skin feels. Is it soft? Is it rough? Is it dry? Is it oily? Are you cold or are you warm? The way that the skin feels as it brushes up against the mat beneath you. These small, subtle movements, feelings in our bodies as we slowly begin to notice the shoulders as it rolls back down the spine, elongating the spine, growing us taller in our comfortable seated position. And then we notice the eyes. Do we notice any colors, any shapes dancing on the back of the eyelids? Taking a deep breath in through the nose and sighing it all out. trusting yourself here and just knowing that whatever work that you put into today's practice, in today's work day, that it's all part of your journey, and you will carry it with you on the mat and off the mat. And I offer you today a mantra that you can repeat out loud, or you may repeat it to yourself quietly. I am powerful, and I use my power wisely. I am powerful, and I use my power wisely. Releasing the hands from the knees as we bring them together. Softly start to rub the hands together and start to create friction with the hands. Once you start to feel this warming sensation in the hands, I'm going to go ahead and place the hands over the eyes. As you slowly take a soft gaze down in front of you, removing the fingers from the eyes and gently opening the eyes, gazing down in front of you, arriving back in your space, in the present moment. Taking a nice inhale and exhale. Thank you for that beautiful meditation. Let's begin our practice. We will be opening a lot through the hips and through the shoulders. So we'll begin with a nice wide-legged child's pose. Go ahead and open the legs out. And extend the arms all the way out, lowering yourself down into a wild leg child's pose. You can wiggle the hips if that feels good. If not, you can stay with stillness. And slowly come up onto the elbows. And then press into the hands, coming up onto the knees. And we're going to slowly take some circles here to get in deeper into those hip muscles, into those psoases, and into the pelvic floor. So we're going to slowly move and then come back. Slowly move into the circle and slowly come back. So moving here, you can start to feel the pelvic opening, the psoas, hip flexor muscles opening up for you as you take these small or big hip circles. You might feel a little crunchies. You can come to the top and wiggle yourself a little here, and then take it all the way back down. Coming back into that wide leg child's pose one more time. And if you have a block, I'd like you to grab that now. If you don't have a block, you can grab a book, or maybe if you have a small table, or you can maybe stack some pillows. Anything that would give you some height, like a block would. And we're just going to Gently open up through the shoulders, and we're going to bring our elbows to the top and come into this prayer position. And you're going to nudge your head through the arms and slowly take the arms back towards the neck or lower cervical spine, opening out through the shoulders. And if you begin to feel any pinching or burning or any pulling or snapping sensation, slowly pull away from the stretch and only go to where it feels good. Because like I said, we are very early in our practice, and I don't want you to overdo it or go too far. And just breathe here. And then on your next inhale, slowly bring your head up first, and then bring the body up and come back onto the bottom. And then you can move your blocks out to the side, and we'll take a twist. So left hand comes to right knee, and we'll twist to the right. And then right hand comes to left knee, and we'll twist to the left. And we'll come back to center. And then we'll bring the hands up to the top of the mat, tuck under the toes, and we'll fly the bottom up for our first downward facing dog. Beautiful. If you want to, go ahead and walk the dog. Get a nice stretch in those legs. And then begin to find your stillness. Like I was saying before about the pranic breaths, I will be cueing you every time we come back into our downward dog to take 2 pranic breaths. Our pranic breaths will be coming from behind us. We will engage our Mula Bandha to get this pranic breath. So from our downward dog, we will engage like this. So it's almost like a spinal wave, but it's not just the spinal wave. You are engaging in the Mula Bandha. So if you don't know how to engage the Mula Bandha, it's like a Kegel. If you don't know what a Kegel is, you can look it up, or it's just kind of like quenching your woman parts up. And for men, it's that part between the anus and the balls sack. So you bring it up. So every time you breathe, and it comes up from there. So and I can tell you, engaging that breath and not engaging that breath is almost like night and day. So I want us to give this a try. Every time we come back into our downward dog, I'll say two pranic breaths, and we'll and you'll feel it, you'll notice it, your body will tell you how much of a difference, okay? So coming back into our downward dog, we're coming into our Surya Namaskar A's, our sun salutations, looking up to the top of the mat. Right foot steps forward, then our left. Coming up, flat back, and then we'll fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, hands come up, reach towards the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands come up. And then fold. Place the hands. Step the back foot, then the left. Work through your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 pranic breaths here. Inhale. Inhale. Step the right foot, then the left. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Place the hands. Step back. Work through your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 pranic breaths here. Inhale. Step right, then left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Place the hands. Step, hop back. Work through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 pranic breaths. Inhale. So nearest our Surya Namaskar B's. Utkatasana. We're going to hop to the top of the mat. So we're going to look forward, bend the knees, and jump. Come up, halfway, flat back, and fold. Bend the knees, sink the heels into the mat, toes coming up. As we come up for our Utkatasana, chair pose. Sinking low into that chair. How low can you go? And then we're going to modify our chair pose. So we're going to come down and sweep the hands back. And when we sweep our hands back, we're going to release the breath. We come back up. And then release it. Inhale and release. One more. Inhale. Place that left hand down onto the mat, bringing this right foot out as we open it out on the right hand side for Ardha Chandrasana. Bringing that right hand back down, sinking those buns down into the mat, coming back into our chair pose. We go for 3. Place the right hand down, open it up, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon on the left side. Bring it back down, Sit it back down, chair pose. Arms come up, 3 more times. Place the left hand down, open it up. Ardha Chandrasana on the right. Bring it back down. Sit it. Our last one on the left. Open it out. Ardha Chandrasana on the left. And then bring it back down. Placing the hands on the mat and working through your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Give me those 2 pranic breaths. Inhale. Inhale. Beautiful. Right leg goes up. Open the hips, bend the top knee. Give me 3 circles going one way, then the other. Left leg goes up, bend that top knee. Give me the same 3 circles. And then bring it back down. And right foot comes up. And we feed it in through between the hands, utilizing the breath. Coming up to our high crescent lunge. And we open it out, twisting the body. Left hand goes forward, right hand comes back. And then we drop that right hand down, left hand goes all the way up for our revolved reverse warrior. Feeling into the power of the warriors. And then we slowly bring it back to the twist. And then back to the lunge. Dropping our hands down to the chest. Take an inhale here as we push off into our warrior 3. Bringing that left foot into the chest, left knee. And open it out to the left side. Finding our drishti point, the point that gives us stability into the body. Our right hand can stay onto the chest. Left 2 peace fingers is going to wrap around the left toe as we inhale here. And slowly see if we can straighten out that left leg. And then slowly bringing it back in. Hands come to heart center. That left knee comes back into the chest. Taking it back through a warrior 3. And then back to your high lunge. 1 breath here. And then we frame the foot and take it through our vinyasa, meaning back in a downward facing dog. Our 2 pranic breaths here. Inhale. Inhale. Left foot goes up. We feed it through between the hands. Come up, high lunge. This time right hand goes forward. Left hand comes back. Hello. And we come into the twist. Dropping that left hand down to the leg and reaching up with the right hand. Seeing if maybe you can take the gaze up with it. Feeling into the power of the warriors. And then slowly bringing the twist, coming back to the twist, and then back to the lunge, dropping the hands to the chest, and then pushing off into our warrior three, and then coming through, bringing the right knee to the chest, and then bring it out to the right. Left hand stays on the heart. Right two pinch fingers grabs the right toe, finding your drishti, breathing here, and then slowly we're opening out that right leg. Bringing it back down. Hands coming to heart center. Right knee comes back to the chest. Back to our warrior three. And then back all the way to the lunge. And then we frame the foot, working through our vinyasa. Meeting back in a downward facing dog. And we go for those pranic breaths again. Inhale. Inhale. Beautiful. How is everybody feeling? Are we feeling alive? We're gonna hop the feet to the sides of our hands, coming into a malasana. Slowly sitting the bottom down. You can move side to side if you need to. Make some adjustments into the hips. And then we're gonna make our malasana a little bit smaller so that we're on the toes. Hands come to heart center. We're going to keep the engagement in our legs and in our glutes as we slowly come all the way up. Hands shoots up. Staying on the toes. And then we drop the hands down by the side. Tadasana. Keeping the engagement. The hands staying, coming behind, interlacing the fingers, and opening the chest. As we slowly come all the way back down into our malasana on the toes. From here, we are going to forward fold with the laced fingers behind. And we're just going to let gravity do its thing. Don't push, don't force. Just be. And slowly coming back up. And release the fingers. If you need to shake them out, give them a wiggle. And now I offer you the option to take Titibasana. If you have Titibasana in your practice, you may go ahead and take it. If you don't, I will show you the way to get into it. So I would start in a malasana, taking the hands right behind the heel of the foot, and make sure your hands are in a nice wide stance, like so. So taking them right underneath where the heel is of the foot in your malasana, and it'll create a nice shelf for your thighs and butt to come down onto. And then you'll just come down and up and down, and you can play with the balance here. And once you feel comfortable enough with the balance and some engagement in the upper arms, you can begin to clasp the feet together or bring them out. And then from here, we'll just take a flow. Don't forget your breaths. We'll bring the right foot up and step it between the hands. Left foot comes about a foot's distance behind the right foot. We'll prep for our triangle. So if you have Namaste Mudra behind the hands, you may take that. If you don't, we're going to go ahead and clasp our elbows. And then we'll inhale for length. And exhale over the leg. Coming up halfway, we'll release the elbows or the mudra. Hop that back, right, left foot just a bit to give your hips some room to work with. We'll bring this left hand over onto the right side and we'll spiral open the right hand up and see if you can take the gaze up with it. Coming into a revolved Trikonasana. Tapping into the wobbles, just feeling into the growth of the body, evolving, looking down at the mat. And we'll come through a Prasarita, coming to the back of the mat, hop that back right foot in again, and we'll come all the way up, prep for our triangle, grabbing our elbows, inhale for length, and then we'll exhale, fold over the left leg, seeing if maybe you can close your eyes on this time and see if the balance is a little bit more challenging. And we'll slowly come up halfway, release the arms. This time our right foot comes on to the left side, hop that back foot out just a bit, giving our hips some space, and then we'll pick up the left hand and slowly gaze up with it. And then bringing the hands down, coming through our Prasarita again, and this time we'll stay here. Bringing the hands to the hips, and then we'll come all the way up. Hi. This time we'll take the hands and we'll lace them behind the back, opening the chest, rolling the shoulders down the spine. We'll inhale for length. And exhale, bending at the waist and folding over. Taking our Prasarita Padottanasana C. And like I said before, no pushing, no pulling, just letting gravity do its thing for us. Eventually, Mother Nature will let our arms touch touch the floor in due time, as long as we continue our practice. We'll all be evolving yogis. And then slowly we can come up halfway. Release the interlace of the fingers, bringing them down onto the mat. Don't slam them. And then bring the heel of the hand in line with the heel of the foot. It should make this nice shelf position like we did in Titibhasana. So now we are set up for a nice inversion. So if you have an inversion in your practice and you'd like to take that now, you may do so. I don't think I'll be able to take an inversion with this on my hand, so I think I'll just be here with you guys in a nice forward fold. And if you were in an inversion, everybody meeting us now in this nice forward fold. And then we'll come to frame the right foot at the top of the mat, letting the right foot come down in a plank, and then we'll work through a flow, meeting back in our downward facing dog. Getting those 2 chronic breaths here. Inhale. Inhale. And our left leg will go up this time. And we'll feed the left leg through to the top of the mat. And then we'll open the arms up for our warrior 2. And we'll flow through a reverse warrior. And we'll bring the back hand and see if we can tuck it into that inner thigh in our reverse. And then we'll come and open it out into our extended side angle. And we'll flow back and forth. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Bring the right hand down and we'll open it out all the way to a reverse Skandasana. And then we'll come all the way back around and come down into a juicy Skandasana on the left side. Inhale and come all the way to a Skandasana on the right, seeing if you can do it without using the hands. Beautiful. Slowly coming all the way around, pushing off that left leg and coming into a standing split, open hips on that right foot. Gently placing that left foot all the way down. Utilize the breath. And coming all the way up into that high lunge. And then bring that left hand forward, right hand back in that revolved reverse warrior. Bringing the pointer and the thumb together for our Guya mudra. No, you can't see it, but we're going to put a Guya mudra in our hands because we are wise, and this is the knowledge mudra, and we are all wise yogis. Slowly coming out and placing our hands. We're going to push off, coming back into that standing split, and the left foot's going to come and meet the right. Our hands are going to come all the way up into a baby back bend. And then we are going to forward fold it and work through our chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. of the mat and we need to get to the front. So we're going to lift up that right leg and we're going to feed it through. Open out. Warrior 2. We're going to go a little faster here. Extended side angle. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Place the left hand down. Come through. Reverse Skandasana. Bring it around. Skandasana on the right. Bring it to the front of the mat. Skandasana on the left. Bring it up. Push off. Left side. Standing split. Open hips. Slowly bring that right foot down to the mat. Utilize the breath. High lunge. And then we'll slowly, left hand comes forward, right hand goes back. Revolved reverse warrior. Guya mudra. Bringing the fingers, pointer and thumb together. Wise yogis. And then bringing it, hands all the way back down. Pushing off, standing split. Left meets the right. Hands come up. Baby back bend. And now bring it all the way down. And work through your flow. Meeting back in our downward facing dog. Take your 2 breaths here. Beautiful. Working our way down to the mat now. You can either walk through or you can jump through. However you'd like. We're going to go right into our Marichasana breathe. So bring in your right foot. We are going to take the bind. So wrap that right arm around and the left hand meets the right, and we'll slowly fold. If you can't do a bind, you can just fold forward with the foot, with the leg into the chest, and just fold forward here if you cannot do the bind. And then we'll come up without touching. See if you can bring the other leg in. Go around the left with the left arm for the left leg. And then we'll forward fold. And then we'll come up halfway, releasing our bind. Both legs come out. Paschimottanasana, our forward fold. Inhale for length. And exhale over the legs. And slowly coming all the way up. Our hands are going to be placed about a hand's distance away from our back, our bums. Our feet are going to be pointed. Our heels are going to be touching. Point feet, heels touching, hands distance away from our bum. And we're slowly going to push up for a Purvottanasana or a reverse plank. And the head can drop back if that's comfortable for you. And then slowly you want to drop the bum down first. And then we'll come down to the elbows. keeping the chest nice and open, bringing the knees in, and then straightening the legs. We'll do some yoga abs here. So we'll go into some L switches and then some bicycles. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Slowly push your way up, coming into a nice Baddha Konasana. We're going to forward fold here into a nice curved spine. So making sure your Baddha Konasana is nice and big. We're not going to make a straight spine. We're curving the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, curving the spine. Coming up slowly, and we're going to make our way down to a Supta Baddha Konasana, all the way down to the mats. Placing the hands out either in cactus or in T-shape. Whatever you have space for is fine. And leaving the legs the way that they are. We're going to take the right leg and wrap it around the left. And the head's going to go over to the right. And the eyes can close here. Slowly picking up that right leg and placing it back in the Baddha Konasana. Now the left leg will come up and we'll hook it around the right. And the head will go over to the left. Eyes stay closed. Slowly come back to the Baddha Konasana. And if you're super comfortable here in this Baddha Konasana and you choose to finish out the practice here, you may do so. If you want to finish out in your traditional Shavasana, you may bring the feet out to the corners of the mat. And the hands can come out and up for receiving or down for grounding. I personally like to put one up and one down. And we might take this time to look inwards and look at our intentions for our practice, our life, the intention that we decided to come into this practice today, the intention that we decided to start our week, our month, our days, the emotions we may be going through, or we may decide to draw a completely blank mind. Our mind may be completely white, our mind may be completely black, or it might be completely filled with colors. But whatever your mind may be filled with, just know that this time is for you and you only. Look inwards. How deep can you go if you just surrender just a little bit more? Just fall a little bit farther. We'll slowly wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing the esoteric body back into the physical body, and keeping the eyes closed, we'll move to whichever side of the mat that's calling to us most. And pausing there for just a moment, feeling into the vulnerability and knowing that it's okay to feel vulnerable. And slowly coming all the way back up, keeping the eyes closed. Bringing the hands to heart center. The love and the light in me honors and respects the love and light in all of you. I honor and acknowledge and ignite the fire and see the evolvement in all of you. And I am so proud to be a member, a guidance, a teacher to all of you. And I am truly humbled. We'll seal this practice today with one beautiful releasing breath. I invite you all to join me. Inhale and exhale. Bring the thumbs to the third eye. Namaste. Thank you all so much. That was such a lovely flow, and I'm so glad that you joined me today. Please do go over onto my page and subscribe and like and comment. Tell me all the things that you loved. Tell me all the things that you wish to see. Tell me all the things that you want more of. And just, don't forget to subscribe, and I will continue to see all of you on your mat very, very soon.